Here is a brief video on the Chapter 5 review guide for geometry. So in number 1, you can see there were 4 parts. In number 1, you had to use inverse cosine. So inverse cosine 10 over 14 will give you 44.4 degrees. In part B, you have to use the law of sines. So sine of 50, you can see the sine of 50 divided by 12, and then equals the sine of 27 over x. When you cross multiply, you're going to end up dividing by the sine of 27, sine of 50 to get 7.1. In part C, you also have to use an inverse sign here. For law of sines, you'll do sine of 13 over 11 equals the sine of x over 6. And again, you have to use the inverse. And in part D, you can use Pythagorean theorem. Just be sure that you put C as your 45. The answer there is 44.6 feet. For number 2, using Pythagorean theorem, in part A, the answer C is 13, and in part B, B equals 8. In number 3, we're going to leave our answers in simplest radical form. So what you can do is you're given that the smallest side is 20, so B is going to be 20 root 3, and C is going to be double of that, so C would be 40. In part B, this is a 45-45 triangle, and you're given the hypotenuse is 5 root 2, so your two other sides are going to be 5. And then finally in part C, this one you're given the hypotenuse, which was 18, so the smallest side across from the 30 is going to be half of that, so 9, and then opposite, this is going to be your 60 right here. Opposite that would be 9 root 3. This work goes with number 4, so I'll come back to that in just a second. Number 4 is your word problem. So here's a picture that would go with that. You do need to find angle C is 91. You can start with law of sines to find one of the missing sides first. So I started with A, and you can see that A turns out to be, let me move this over, around 146.6. And then from there, you can either use the law of sines again to find the value of B, or you could use the law of cosines, which is right here, to get the same answer, around 111.95. And then finally for number 5, you were asked to find its perimeter and area. And you can see here, if this value is 30, and that's opposite your hypotenuse, then your smallest side is going to be 15, and opposite the 60 is going to be 15 root 3. You could also use your trig functions to find that. So the area is going to be around 1,493.9 units squared, and your perimeter is going to be around 170.98. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.